So what's going on, guys? It's your boy Callie here, and today I want to go over 5 JRPG experiences that shocked me for better and for worse. Now in this video I'm going to go over some of these experiences that I had with these games that really left an impression on me, good and bad. Typically we always want to talk about the positive things, but I like to balance it out on my channel if you haven't noticed so far. So this video is going to be a good mixture of both. Thank you all for supporting the channel. Thank y'all all so much for always hitting that like button and subscribing if you're new. And let's go ahead and jump into it. Now I will be using the trailer footage of a lot of these games so that nobody comes at my neck and it's much easier to edit for you guys. Enjoy the video. So first up, man, I gotta go with Final Fantasy VI. Now this game was recommended to me by my viewers and subscribers when I asked you guys what would be the best Final Fantasy game for me to actually start to get my hands on, especially as a person who's not that fond of the series and who doesn't really know that much about the series. Let me say, I know you guys have been waiting for the official review, but take this for now. I have been enjoying this game. This game seems to embody what I believe Final Fantasy was originally meant to be. I've been taken on an adventure, I've met some wonderful characters, and I've really enjoyed the OST as well as the tone and atmosphere of the story. So right now, I'm really feeling Final Fantasy VI. The gameplay is enjoyable. Everything about the game is right up my alley, to be honest with you. And I really wish that current Final Fantasy games were taking more of this game's type of trajectory. And who knows, man, I would probably really be into this series if the games closely looked like Final Fantasy VI. Now, I say that loosely because every Final Fantasy is different, but for me personally, in my JRPG style of taste, I am really enjoying Final Fantasy VI so far. And if this was my first impression of Final Fantasy instead of Final Fantasy 13, perhaps I would actually be somewhat more of a fan of this franchise. But just know, Final Fantasy VI has definitely made a positive impression on me when it comes to the Final Fantasy series. So I hope that the series can regain its essence, refine its footing, and once again lean into what it is amazing at, and that is taking us on an incredible fantasy adventure. I'm hoping that more games can be like Final Fantasy VI in the future. Now, this next game is one of those JRPGs that's positively shocked and surprised me. Actually, with this game here, Radiata Stories, I have quite the story myself. I actually rented this game thinking it would be like Star Ocean, as this was from the creators of Star Ocean, Tri-Ace. So I was eating up everything they were putting out around this time. But initially, when I was playing Radiata Stories, I enjoyed its whimsical nature, I enjoyed its aesthetics, I enjoyed its graphics, but then I made it to this part of the game where I got super frustrated as a kid. I got super mad. I had only rented the game from the local video game rental store for 5 days, and I was super frustrated when I couldn't surpass this one part in the game. However, when I returned this game, I could not stop thinking about it. The amazing variety and diversity in the characters, the fact that you could recruit and befriend over 150 characters, sort of reminiscent of the Suikoden series. You had this living, breathing world with the characters that have their own schedules, they have their own patterns, and this awesome day and night system, as well as multiple story branching pathways. Man, you mix all of that up, and Radiata Stories became one of my most profound favorite JRPGs of all time. It is definitely imperfect. It has a ton of flaws, such as the battle system not being that deep, but man, the characters, the charm, the graphics, you guys don't know how hype I would be if I were able to get a Radiata Stories HD today. That would make me insanely hype. This game was super underrated to me, and I will always rep Radiata Stories forever. So if I ever see this game, just know your boy is going to go crazy if it's ever actually brought back into the modern world in any type of way. But yeah, I mean, just look at some of these visuals and some of these aesthetics. And the fact that they put so much into the world of Radiata Stories, this is still the realest JRPG world, or at least amongst one of the realest JRPG worlds I've ever seen. And to be honest, I'm still waiting for a JRPG's world, environment, characters, and day and night system to hit me the way that Radiata Stories did. So I actually started off disliking this game, and its impact was so big, it made me love this game. Talk about that for impact.
Now, as with anything, we got to go ahead and get a little negative right here. Now, this is a game right here that impacted me in a negative way. This shocked me in a negative way because I loved Phantasy Star Online. I loved Phantasy Star Universe, and I loved Phantasy Star Online too. Now, I know before you get to getting on me, Cali Q, that is an MMO. Brother, I am saying it is an MMO JRPG. All right, I'm including it and I'm counting it on my list. This is amongst one of my biggest disappointments that I've played so far, man. I went into New Genesis so hyped, especially coming off of Phantasy Star Online 2. Phantasy Star Online 2 was already not the greatest follow-up to the original ones, but it was still very serviceable, and I have multitudes of hours and hours and hours on Phantasy Star Online 2. Yes, guys, I play me some MMOs as well, but I still cannot get over my initial playthrough of Phantasy Star New Genesis. It was fun for about the first maybe 5 to 10 hours, and then after that I said, what is this soulless husk of an MMO and of a game? Now, one day I may revisit to challenge myself. Guys, if Phantasy Star New Genesis has improved and it's added new things, please be sure to let me know down in the comment section below that this game is worth giving another try. But as it stands from my memory, I was not that fond of Phantasy Star New Genesis, and it really damaged my perspective of MMOs today. Going from love and from hate, man, I really hope that New Genesis is something that I can eventually come back to someday, and I want to be wrong. I miss playing MMOs right now so much, guys. You guys have no idea. But this was a game that I was anticipating. I was dreaming about this game, and when it finally came out, man, I was very disappointed. So when Phantasy Star Online 3 finally does materialize someday, I'm really hoping that it can live up to the expectations I had for New Genesis. Now, this next game right here, is a positive impact, and it shocked me in an amazing way. The fact that Rogue Galaxy has not been completely HDified or remade or remastered in a big way is a crime to me. Rogue Galaxy is one of the dopest, most unique JRPG experiences I have ever felt and I've ever experienced. My man P-Doggo put me back on this game and put this game back on my radar because this game is so underrated, and I wish I would see Level 5 take this route on some of their current JRPGs just a bit more. I love the diversity in this game, and its battle system is just one of the best action real-time battle systems that I've played personally. And for me, this is the creativeness of the 2000s era in JRPGs that I still somewhat miss even in today's modern great era. I still miss these games and these JRPGs that were just so whimsical and off the wall and off the cusp and creative. So for me, I really hope Rogue Galaxy comes back in some type of way, but this game has still left a profound impact on me. And when I think about real-time unique JRPGs, action JRPGs, man, you gotta throw Rogue Galaxy up in there. Heck, I'm fixing to do another playthrough of this game myself. Now, this next game right here has been featured on my channel because its predecessor, as many of Cali community know, you guys know that the original Legend of Legaia is one of my favorite JRPGs of all time. So you can only imagine my disappointment when Legaia 2, the sequel, came out. This probably to this day remains one of my biggest negatively shocking moments in JRPGs because I came to the second game expecting so much greatness. Like, you guys don't understand. I love the original Legend of Legaia. I've made multitude of videos on my channel about how much I love that game despite its flaws. So the sequel, you can only imagine how hype I was as a kid when I heard that there was a Legaia 2. And this game was just a big disappointment for me, man. The story is bland, the characters is bland, the run animations is bland, everything is bland. Now, it's not terrible, it's just bland. It's missing that special sauce. It's ordering your main food or dish and you ain't got no sauce on it. It's just the dish itself is dry. That's Legaia 2 for me. I wish this game had all of the special sauce that the original and that most JRPGs have. If you had to take a JRPG that was by the book and just super safe, you'll get Legend of Legaia 2. Now, one thing that still stands out about this game though is its amazing battle system. So it was at least worth touching for the battle system, but everything else about this game is just bland and bland on sticks. And Legaia fans, you know, y'all feel me on this. This is no hate, no dislove. I want to see Legaia come back. I want to see this game come back. But unfortunately, we got what we got and we're still stuck at number 2. And this is a bad impression to have left the franchise off on. So hopefully one day we'll see it back.